Okay, so let's get started. My name is Jeroen van Buren, a strange name for Americans. Jeroen, Jerome will do fine. And I will be giving the presentation today called The Inner Critic is Only the Tip of the Iceberg. And to begin with, I want to ask you a question. What is the big dream you have? What is it you would really like to put your time in, spend time on, right? So think about that as I continue with my talk here. So who am I? Well, my name, as I said, is Jeroen van Buren, living in the Netherlands for 56 years now. And when I was 18 months old, I had a near-death experience. And I only discovered that when I was 42 years old, when I had a talk with my mom. And she said, well, I had you twice. And I looked at her in amazement, and she explained that I was in coma for 2 days. And later on, I discovered that I had a near-death experience because I could, if I heard people talk about it or I saw documentaries on that subject, I would just be able to follow right along. It means that I have a real good connection with the divine, with the source of all our being. And it also means that I've been struggling with being here, wanting to really be on this earth, live this life that I've been given. And it's been a real struggle. And only the last 4 or 5 years, I started to really embrace the idea of, okay, I'm here, I want to do this. So not that long ago, I coined the term divinefulness. For me, that's what it's all about. It started as a joke when I said, well, mindfulness. No, it's not mindfulness. To me, it's divinefulness, filling yourself with this divine energy. Okay, I did a lot. I did bookkeeping. I coached people, created my own website called Teroscope. Very interesting. But this is not about me. It's about you and your inner critic. So let's start with the inner critic. Well, most people are familiar with that term, right? It's the voice in your head that talks to you in a most negative way. And well, before we start to investigate what we can do about the inner critic, let's talk about worrying. And, most of us do that. And what is it when you worry? Worry is, most of the time, what you do is you take a situation and think, oh, what's going to happen? Oh, how can I react? What should I do? And what you do is in your head, you start what I call building trees. You build trees of possibilities, right? Okay, so you have the situation where you have to phone somebody and you think, okay, I'm going to say this, and then the person's going to say that. Okay, so, but if he says that, then I could reply that, or I could reply that. So there are the branches coming, and slowly but surely, there a tree comes up. And then you think, oh, but it might be that he's very enthusiastic about it. And then how can I explain it? And oh, but I wouldn't know what to say. And oh, I don't know this, I don't know that. There's another tree. So in a very short time, there's this forest of all these possibilities. And the funny thing is that none of these, you've no clue if they are true. So one of the exercises that I ask people to do is to take a moment when they are worrying to notice which options they are thinking, coming up with, right? So I've got this option, got that option, and got this, got that reply. And then look in the real life So what happened in reality? And the difference is shocking, because what you come up with is only what you can think of. It's your mind, right? But it's never the other's mind. The other mind works differently. You cannot think of all the possibilities that are coming up. And why am I telling you this? Because there is a very easy solution to worrying, and that's the word stop. It's as easy as that, right? Stop. Simply say to yourself, stop. Yet, as long as you are convinced that worrying is the way to go, you're not going to stop, right? Because you're, don't see myself moving, so I hope, I'm just checking. Well, I'm moving here, so I hope it's just, I don't know, just continuing. So as long as you are convinced that worrying is something that is gonna lead you somewhere, you're not gonna stop, right? So consider, is worrying worthwhile? No, it's not. I saw a beautiful movie called The Bridge to Spies. Very impressive movie. And there is a Russian spy that gets caught, brought to prison, and he has his first interview with the lawyer that's assigned to him. And the lawyer says, "Aren't you worried?" And the man looks at him and says, "Did it ever help?" And it's true, it doesn't work, it doesn't help. So the easiest way to stop worrying is saying stop in your mind. Okay, so but then we still have the voice in our head that says, well, you know, you're not good enough, you're not going to make this, you don't have the right answer. And there's also a very easy way to get rid of that one. And I'll explain it, giving you an example. Okay, let's say that I think that I don't look good enough at camera, right? And if I take a little time to listen to the voice in my head, it doesn't sound nice, right? It's not going to say, "Oh, you look nice." No, it's going to say, "Oh, you look ugly. Oh, you have this thingy on your chin right here," and people are going to laugh at you, and they're not going to notice what you're saying because they're only be looking at your face. And I don't like the glasses, right? They're stupid. Okay, so you get the picture, right? And so what you can do is find another voice, and it should be something funny, right? You can choose a sexy voice. Oh, wow. Or you can choose Donald Duck. And if you cannot come up with any funny voice because you think it's very, very serious, what you're thinking is to put your fingers in your nose. Sounds silly as crazy, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to say the same things in your head, but then with the choice, the voice that you chose. And so I'll take Donald Duck, right? You look crazy. Nobody's going to notice you, right? And so what happens if you do that, and I can feel it in my head happening already now, my head is going back and forth, saying, "Oh, oh, no, 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 no. No, we're saying something that's very serious, and you're saying it, you're making fun of it." And so what your mind does, it's rejecting it instantly. This is, you know, if we're not going to be serious about something that's serious, then it's in conflict, and conflict has to go. It's that simple. Really try it, and you'll be amazed. So going on to the next subject, and that's the inner saboteur, because, you know, a lot of people think, okay, you know, the inner critic is the thing that's holding me back. And yes, it's holding you back, but that's only the tip of the iceberg. It's the very top. And underneath, there's a whole, how can I put that? There's a whole world of negativity holding you back. And if you look at the inner saboteur, you're not really familiar with that. So what's that? Well, it's the part that makes you forget advice, right? I gave you a very easy method to get rid of your inner critic, but your inner saboteur might well make you forget it. Just you know, if somebody would come up and say, do you know something to stop your inner critic, you'd say, I don't know. Or the inner critic would make you think it's ridiculous, it's too hard to do, or it might just put you right into contact with those people that you don't need, the people that give you the wrong advice or ask a ridiculous price where you cannot pay it, or you might feel attacked, right? You might feel somebody saying, well, you know what you could do, and you feel it as an attack on yourself. Also, you could be holding on to your story, and you know, that's I'll tell a little more how I got to know this and how I found a way around it. But let's see. So holding on to your story, you're saying, well, I know I cannot do this. It's too difficult. It's blah, blah, blah. And it's always the same story. And whatever advice you get, whatever people say that you might be, that you could do, you just, you know, oh, no, it's not for me. I had somebody doing Sudokus all the time, you know, or watching videos or searching on the internet and thinking, oh no, that's not good enough. I have to continue. I have to dive deeper. I need to be more informed before I can do something, or being in conflict all the time, right? Or as I did. You know, I held back some information, and not on a conscious level, but I forgot. Here we go again, to tell my wife certain things that I was gonna do for my business, and then she would be very irritated because, are you going to do this? I didn't know about that. You know, why didn't you tell me? And then I would say, well, I did tell you, or, well, you know, I thought it was not that important. And that keeps you in conflict and keeps you from really doing what you want, and that's living your dream. So where does this come from? Where does this all come from? They're all very old beliefs, and you've tucked them away very, very deeply. Could have been a parent that would put you down all the time, or a teacher that would say, well, you know, that's not good enough, you know, you're not gonna make it. And some of these turn into your inner critic, but a lot of them they go into the resistance. You know, they disappear, but they're still there, and they're preventing you from living your life dream. And it's like you are struggling, you are stumbling over something, and you don't even know what it is. And when I became aware of my own saboteur and saw it, then I started to see it in other people. And there are a lot of people running around with this part still in them. And it can be on any subject, and in any area of your life. Can be not able to lose weight, not finding the right relationship, or starting your own business, finding clients, on and on and on. your saboteur is the part that wants you to stay small. So how do you resolve that? No, basically, as I said, they're old beliefs. They're old beliefs, and old beliefs you can transform, right? It's digging them up and finding them. And there's a really need, there are all kinds of processes. I know a nice process which, when you find an old belief, like I cannot trust myself, and what you do is you say, I try to prove my belief that I can trust. I cannot trust myself, because that's what you're doing. You're only filtering out those incidents that prove the belief that you have, and all the rest you push aside. You don't want to see that. But I have been mistaken. And that's a really tough one to say, because saying I have been mistaken makes you realize, and this could be for 20, 30, sometimes 50 years, that you've been doing something over and over again. And so admitting to yourself, okay, but I am mistaken, it's a hard step, but it's the first step. Because once you do that, you open up. And then the next step is to say, okay, this is my old belief is that I cannot trust myself, but I've been mistaken. Because the truth is, and the truth is something that's always positive, and it goes for everybody. So in this example, it could be, I'm trustworthy. Because in the deep sense, everybody is trustworthy. Trust me, I know. And so the last step is I accept that I am trustworthy, and really, really feel that. Okay, so and you can do that with everything that comes up, and it's a lot of work, and it's a tedious job, but it can be done. And the other way that I found is to do it using hypnosis and going back to the moment before you were born. And that sounds like hocus pocus, and well, maybe it is. But with my near-death experience, I saw that there is a time before you are born where you make a plan. Okay, this is what I'm going to do this life. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to solve this issue in my life. I'm going to solve this issue in my, I should not say life, I should say soul. And so when you then go down into this life, you forget everything. And people ask, so I have to check the time. Very good. And so people ask, why do I forget everything? And I always say, why do you forget everything? Well, imagine yourself, right, being a first grader, and you've just learned the A, B, C, and you're very proud because you can put them letters together to make a T-R-E-E. Wow, tree. Oh, wow, that's good. And so now I'm going to give you a novel of 800 pages and say, okay, here's something that you are going to do, right? Probably the first grader would look at and say, no, this is impossible, right? And if it looks in the book, there are all these words unreadable, it's going to think, this is impossible, and it will just stall, right? And the same goes for me, right? Sitting here in front of a camera, doing a Facebook Live. If you would have told me this 4 months ago, I would have laughed in your face, said, no way, I cannot do this. This is too hard. Don't know the technique. Don't know what to say. I will stall. People laugh at me. It's just not going to happen. But I'm here. I'm doing it, right? So it's good that you forget things, because if you would know what would happen in half a year, you would just freeze and not do anything. So, but at the same time, there is this knowledge within you that shows you every step that you need to take. And so that's what you can do, is go back to the time before you were born and take this intention and take this knowledge again into your system, and from that live it. And that will almost automatically remove all the blockages that you have put before you, because that's what you've done. You started to believe things that others have said to you. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to show you what it is to enter hypnosis. And let's talk a little about hypnosis. There's nothing scary about hypnosis. And hypnosis is a very normal state. And thanks to guys like Rusty Rustelli and all kinds of theater beasts, let's put it that way, who loved to, show the real theatrical form of hypnosis to people. There's this, hypnosis, they can make you do all kinds of things. And the beauty is they cannot. So I'll tell you how Rusty Rustelli works, right? I know because I've had a phone call and they just dial random numbers in the area where they're going to be. And it starts like this. This phone call is going to change your life. Don't hang up. Listen. This phone call is very, very important. And so that's how they start. And I put down the phone. Most people do, right? They just put down the phone and think, this is ridiculous. But the small part of people that are into this kind of hypnotic state, they keep listening. And so because I spoke to people who did this, what happens is then they say, don't go to the main entrance, go to the side entrance. There will be you will get a special ticket, and you can enter the show. And so by this process, they pick out the persons that are really, really very, very can be very easy hypnotized. That's one. And also then there are these little things that they do with the people on stadium. And what they do is they pick out the people that really like to be seen, right? So you have a very small, very particular audience. And then there's the other thing, is that once you're on this stadium and the Rusty Rustelli says, okay, you open your eyes and you see all the people that are naked. And if you don't see that, you're not gonna turn around and say, "Oh, sorry, man, but they're all in clothes." No, because you're on this stage. You're this very special person. You are with this very unique guy, so you're not gonna say, "No, they're not." Okay, so hypnosis is a state. When you drive from A to B and you've done this stretch for several times, there's this moment where you get in your car, you get in a train or whatever, and then the next moment you go, wow, already here? Wow, that's interesting. Where did I go? Well, you went into a hypnotic state. You went to another, let's say another dimension. So you do this very, very often. And the fear in hypnosis is, but I can I can be influenced. No, you cannot. The only thing that you can do in hypnosis is receive suggestions, right? If you want to influence people, if you want to indoctrinate, you have to move the borders of the of where people have their norms and values, and you can only do that if you introduce fear and you have a lot of time. So the power of hypnosis is this state where you are open, you are more open. It's like you take the whole iceberg instead of the very tip of the iceberg, which is your mind, which is always in control, trying to figure out where to go, what to do. And so in hypnosis, you connect to the inner world. I like to say you can connect to your soul, the very source of wisdom. Okay, so enough about hypnosis. I'm just gonna ask you to follow me in this hypnotic exercise. And if you are listening to this in a car or in somewhere where you need your attention, running a machine or whatever, please don't. No, stop the video and see it on another time, because if you need your attention, you need your attention. You cannot be hypnotized. Okay. So, but in any other case, just sit. Just take a little time to realize that you are sitting. That's right. And become aware that you are sitting. And feel your pelvis area being supported. That's right. And it might be that you feel support in your back. You could feel your feet on the ground. That's right. And as you sit, listen to my voice. That's right. And you might well hear other noises around you. And every noise and every sound will only make you more and more relaxed. That's right. And it might be that you feel, that's right, how your eyes become heavier. That's right, and heavier. And you might want to close them. That's right. And you might want to keep them open, which is perfectly okay. That's right. And you might, that's right, become aware of the clothes that you are wearing. That's right. And just relax. That's right. That's right. As you listen to my voice, that's right, give yourself permission. That's right, to relax. That's right. That's right. That's right. And if you've not done this, just close your eyes. That's right. That's right. As you listen to my voice, you may notice that it feels like your eyelids are stuck. It's not because it's really the way. It's because you want to experience this. Very good. The more you want to open your eyes, the more they are stuck. Don't worry. Everything will be okay. Okay, just let it go again. Just let it go. And as you are in this relaxed state, come back to the question I asked in the beginning. What is your big dream? What are you really, really dreaming of doing? That's right. And then see how your inner saboteur is holding you back. That's right. That's right. And know that you can leave all of this behind right now, right at this moment. That's right. And then take a moment to enjoy the silence. That's right. And then I'm going to bring you back to the here and now. And I'm going to do this by asking you to notice that your eyes they're functioning as they always are. And I will count from 1 to 5, and when I'm at 5, you will be totally in the now, totally energized, ready to continue the day 2 and be fresh, full of ideas. And start to notice 3 that you have muscles that want to move, and 4. And when I say 5, you open your eyes and you're completely in the here and now. 5. Welcome. Okay, so this is what hypnosis is all about. And so I use this form, as I said, to bring you back to before you were born. And I do this in a workshop of a day. And from the hypnotic journey that I offer you, you receive a symbol. And I will take my symbol, just a moment, and I'll show you. It's not a work of art, but this symbol helps me every day to know that I am on a journey to help people connect with their magnificence and to give divine the prominent place that it deserves. And it's very short notice, but I have a workshop on the 15th and 16th of December. It's Tuesday and Wednesday next week, and you are most welcome to join me. So I will put a link in the description below, and you can check it out. If you just want to get to know more about the inner critic and read more, I wrote an ebook with 8 different ways to overcome your inner critic. And if you want that, just send me a personal message with your email and I'll send it to you. So I hope you enjoyed this presentation. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, contact me. I am here to help you be the most perfect version of yourself and to help you live the dream that you are here to fulfill. Have a very nice day. Hope to see you soon.